I don't know. If these lunatics are going to arm themselves, a nigga might have to get strapped. Legally, of course, though. If you get strapped legally. Go down to Johnson & Johnson. Like, no, I ain't got no ads for no gun stores and shit. All right, guys, you already know what it is. Higher Education's Podcast. The show where we find lit topics online and we talk about them. What's going on, guys? My name's Cliff. As usual, I'm joined by myself. You know, there's usually some guest on here or a co-host, but things fall apart. A good book, made me read it in high school. But essentially, sometimes you gotta do the dirty work and get out here yourself. So I'm out here filming, editing, starring in my own podcast. Life comes at you pretty fast. A lot of things happen. And what I've learned from it is that you kind of just got to pick yourself up and keep going. Like, when life gives you lemons, you do some other cliche bullshit. You know, if you feel me? Like, it kind of just is like, you can only rely on yourself. It is a privilege to rely on other people, right? So, obviously, I'm not saying I don't rely on other people. You would have to be, I mean, there are people out there that don't rely on people, and that's nice, but the ability to have people to rely on is also nice, and that is what I mean when I say it's a privilege. So sometimes when you do projects like this, and then, you know, you have a co-host, oh shit, your co-hosts move out to Oklahoma. That's fine, because then you can just podcast by yourself. And then you go, oh, all right, I found 2 new co-hosts, and then it's like, oh, these co-hosts don't work out. That's fine too. Listen. The marathon continues, podcast still goes on, because, to be honest, there's always going to be things to talk about. So, I promise you guys, as long as there are things to talk about, I'm going to hop in front of this mic, hop in this chair, in front of this camera, and we're going to talk about them. Because the world's crazy right now, and one of the things that helps people cope with the craziness of the world is someone else's ability to break that down and be like, yo, this is why this is happening, or everything's going to be okay, or everything's not going to be okay, nigga. We got panic. It's panic time. Like, that helps people feel better. So, this podcast is supposed to help people feel better, whether we talk about sad things or happy things. We're going to talk about something, and I'm going to be here talking. That's basically what I want. I want to let y'all know that. Y'all not going to lose me. I'm going to always be here. Life may get in the way of the podcast, but just know that I'm going to come back to this podcast. But, yo, it's crazy out here, isn't it, y'all? Like, I swear, when they said that they were opening colleges, like, nothing happened, like, coronavirus didn't happen, I was like, y'all wild for this. Like, I went to college. I've been in a college situation with parties before coronavirus. There were drinks being given out, people touching everything, people coughing on everything, people sharing the same dollar bills to do cocaine, people sharing the same blunts, the same joints. No one really thought about that. Now, adding coronavirus and all the things we are thinking about that, and it kind of becomes a situation where you're like, do I really want to put myself in this predicament? Well, for these college kids, their answer is, fuck yeah, it's college. Why wouldn't I put myself in that predicament? So we see parties with not a mask in sight. Like, we're not in the middle of a pandemic right now. And it just kind of makes me wonder, like, yo, like, what is happening right now? All over the country, all over the country, students are going back to school. And all over the country, these schools are closing down. The University of Notre Dame is forced to go to online classes just days into their fall semester. Indiana University and Purdue, students who attended large parties are being fined for violating the rules. The University of Alabama has at least 500 cases of coronavirus. So whatever the schools thought they were going to do to prevent this isn't working. And I got multiple coworkers that are going off to college right now. And part of me wants to tell them, like, yo, like, it's not worth it. My one coworker has a girlfriend, and I was like, dude, like, You have a girlfriend. You know, majority of the reason why guys go to these parties is, yeah, we like to have fun. We want to hang out. We want to get turned. We want to blow off some steam after these hard-ass classes or just any type of stress relief. But, like, also, we try to find some girls. Try to find some honeys, some very beautiful women that we can get to know, right? And my friend has a girlfriend, and I'm like, yo, like, you won. Like, that's part of why we go to parties, is to find a girl. You have a good girl. You have a girl that you don't have to prove anything for at a party. My nigga, you could just stay in. You don't really need to turn up. But it's hard saying that when the person you're saying that to hasn't experienced the things that you've experienced pre-coronavirus. So you can't be like, hey, don't do the stuff that I got to do. But, like, also, there are a lot of things that people got to do that people didn't get to enjoy this year because of coronavirus. So, like, I don't know, man. If you're going to go to a party, bring your own alcohol, wear a mask. Definitely don't be sharing the same bottles as people, because even if you take a shot from that bottle, you don't know if someone mouthed that fucking bottle before. They stuck it up their ass so they could get drunker. It's a weird predicament to be put in this time. And I don't envy any kid going to college right now. Like, if you're going back to school right now to study and to learn and to avoid that distraction, coronavirus is a perfect reason to avoid the distraction of parties. Like, why the fuck am I go out party when I'm gonna get sick? Let me just stay home, study, put my head in these books instead of the keg, and I'm gonna be straight, right? If only coronavirus came around when I was in college, I probably would have stayed. But that's besides the point. A nigga finna get back into school too, but we doing online schooling. When October come around, hopping back in Delaware County. We're going to finish our shit, but we're going to do that shit from the comfort of my own house. Because, you feel me? I'm not going, and that's a small campus. That's a very tiny community college. If I was at a state school, I would never leave my dorm. A dorm too with communal shower? No. I got to live off campus. I can't be a part of that right now. And it's crazy that kids are having to decide between, like, the experience and my safety. But, like, you know, your safety. Because once you're out of college, let's be real about it. Niggas be turning up all the time. We got, fuck a fraternity party. Fuck running from the cops and getting an underage. I'm going to just go out to the bars and get drunk. And then I'm going to come back to my adult-ass house and not get in trouble by some 20-year-old kid telling me, you can't be too loud past 12 a.m. in the dorms. Nigga, get the fuck out of my face. Talking about, I'm an RA. Yeah, all right. You can RA your ass back down to your room. Granted, you got to be reasonable with your neighbors when you live in an apartment or a house anyway, but it's better than the rules in the dorms. So, like, right now, if you're in college, listen. All right, try not to go to parties. If you are single, I mean, you really trying to be hugging up and kissing up on someone right now during a pandemic? If that is your plan, I guess go to parties, be safe. That way you can talk to girls, and then really... Okay, so really that's not even a situation you want to put yourself into, because the people that are there aren't going to be as safe as I'm telling you to be right now. So it's like, I don't know, man. Fuck it. Roll the dice. I don't know if you a dice roller, roll the dice. That's all I got to tell you. If you're not a dice roller and you want to be safe, nigga, you don't need to roll shit. Just stay home and study them books. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a hard topic. Like, niggas want to have fun. Younger kids have better immune systems, so fuck it, roll the dice. I guess if that's the camp you're in, you can go ahead and say fuck it. That's what I'm gonna do. But if it were me, I'm gonna just stay home. Okay, let's talk about Tory fucking Lanez. Meg Thee Stallion must have told this nigga, you must be this tall to ride this ride. He was trying to prove something to her, but he came up a little short. This nigga Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. So when the accounts originally came out, it was Tory, Meg, and another woman in the car, and Meg was bleeding from her legs, but people were like, oh, maybe she stepped on some glass. But Tory Lanez comes out, and his PR people are trying to spin it the best way possible. Meg Thee Stallion is like, nah, you know what you did. She went on Instagram Live to be like, yo, like, you know what you did. You shot me in both feet. Which is some bitch shit. Someone walking away from you and you shoot them. You shoot someone in the back, Tory. We talking about right now, the police stop shooting black people. Hey, Tory, you know, we never going to talk about black on black crime, because when people bring up black on black crime, they fail to bring up white on white crime and Asian on Asian crime and Hispanic on Hispanic crime. You kill the people you're around. All right, that makes sense. It's easier to kill this nigga right here than that nigga all the way over there. But Tory, you shot a black woman when we're trying to get the police to stop shooting black people? Is that what you did? Do you thought that was going to help the fucking cause? I know you've been trapped in your house with quarantine radio. It's blowing up. But two things. One, that's gone. Everything positive you got from that, just gone right there out the window, nigga. Your career is out of here. Two, from quarantine radio, it was pretty obvious to me that Tory Lanez doesn't respect black women. Not even black women. Tory Lanez doesn't respect women at all. He is just like, fuck it. They're there for my entertainment. So, off rip, I was already uneasy about that with Tory Lanez. And I was like, all right, you know, like, just do your thing. I love to see a black man shine. So, just do your thing. All right. But then with this coming up, where he shot Meg the Stallion, and Meg the Stallion, for no reason, deserved to be shot. It's like, Tory, get you the fuck out of here. There's no reason to shoot another person if they're unarmed. And people are like, I want to hear Tory Lanez's side. Like, what's Tory Lanez going to say to be like, yeah, I shot an unarmed person, and it was reasonable. Like, she said this, and the third. So, nigga, words. Words don't pierce the skin like fucking bullets. Anyone ever tell you that? Tory, sticks and stones break your bones, but words won't feel like a bullet. Cause bullets hurt. Nigga, it's an actual weapon. It's hot steel that you sent through her leg for no reason. But you just like, oh, let's wait to hear his side, see what he got to say. I don't give a fuck what Tory Lanez got to say about this. Nigga, who the fuck? Ja Rule? Tory Lanez? I don't give a fuck what these niggas got to say. Yo, and niggas really getting on like, oh, Meg the Stallion snitching. Oh, yeah, Meg, why you out here snitching? You talking about street code. Ain't no street code. We was in the car, and you shot me. It wasn't like I'm snitching on my community, like, oh, they're over there selling drugs. Why are they selling drugs? Well, they can't get jobs because of the racial, all that shit. That would be snitching. She said, yo, this motherfucker from my own community shot me in my community. Well, if I'm not supposed to snitch, then when am I supposed to snitch? If you shot me, that's me. I'm supposed to come back and retaliate later with my guns and maybe I get in trouble? Fuck that. We gotta stop that. Niggas, we off snitching. It's like Tekashi 6ix9ine snitching, says some white boy from the comfort of his suburban home. Y'all niggas know what snitching is? Do you know what the purpose of stop snitching was started for? And now you're like, oh, y'all niggas snitching. Now ain't nobody dry snitching out here. Niggas just telling the truth. And Meg didn't tell the whole truth. But that's also her. Is that a fly? But that's also her being conscious of her area. She is just like, yo, like, we're black. We're in a nice neighborhood. Said the cops were aggressive. Why are you aggressive to me if I'm the one bleeding? Help, nigga. We could talk when I'm in the hospital. So, of course, she didn't tell the whole truth because she was uncomfortable. Because black people are uncomfortable around the police. Police make me uncomfortable. I be driving, and I don't even be doing nothing wrong. And I just be uncomfortable when I see a cop. He could be going a whole other way, eating a donut on his little computer right here, not even paying attention to me. And I'm just like, 10 and 2, my nigga, just... seatbelt is already on. Car, it's not stolen. All right, we good. Like, what? Why? Because of the things they do and the way they operate, we feel nervous around them. So I get it. Meg needs our support. The fact that niggas out here clowning. And now here's the thing. People are getting mad because they're getting off their jokes. Yo, the way I feel, as long as you're not joking about Meg, that's fine. Get off your memes, get off your jokes. Because, honestly, it's just like, yo, like, it's the internet. We gonna meme you. We gonna joke you. It's like what happened with Lily from AT&T. It sucks, and it should not have happened that the harassment got to the level that it got to. But it's the internet. The internet gonna get off some... they gonna get off some rounds. I'm sorry. But yeah, fuck Tory Lanez. Y'all remember that time that nigga stood up and he was the same size? This nigga is just... I don't know. He really just fucked it. Like... he's on the come up. Now he on the go down. Alright, so I know y'all saw OnlyFans popping off. Your boy think about getting OnlyFans. It's been a thought for a little while. It's really funny, nigga. Someone said, y'all know Patreon is the website like OnlyFans, but like artists and YouTubers and shit use it. Sticking Kev on stage is like Patreons are just OnlyFans for creatives, and he's like, you know, the little bit of butt they be showing in the preview where it's like, ooh, like that's the little 5 minute of content you get out of the free podcast. It's like, yeah, just why don't you spend $5 and I'll show you some extra content. But OnlyFans out here blowing up. Bella Thorne's got an OnlyFans. Cardi B got an OnlyFans. Just niggas are like, yo, let me just profit off of what I'm doing here and move it to OnlyFans. And guys are like, oh, you got an OnlyFans? Why would Cardi B and Bella Thorne have an OnlyFans? Ooh. That's what they sound like, right? Think about this. When Twitch became a big thing, YouTubers with followers were like, yo, let me monetize these followers still here, but now over here on Twitch on a new platform. That's what it was. The YouTube to Twitch jump. Come on now. That's all OnlyFans is. Now, here's the thing. Because you get on Twitch, not everyone can be a Twitch streamer. Pretty much every woman can be an OnlyFans content maker. It's almost like it's easier to be on OnlyFans than on Twitch. I'm not always trying to watch you play your game. I'll watch you play with something else though, for some change. But this OnlyFans movement has become sort of an explosion. From where? From out of nowhere. It's like how Skype blew a 13-point lead to Zoom. OnlyFans came out of nowhere. It was like, damn. And people like, OnlyFans is not just for sex. Nigga. Either you don't know what Patreon is, or you're not using OnlyFans right. Because OnlyFans said, listen, all right, we're going to use the Starbucks model. Now, I watched this video. I don't know why I'm watching videos on OnlyFans. I watched this video, put the link here. You guys can go check it out for yourselves, but I'm going to paraphrase it. OnlyFans used the Starbucks method of fucking selling porn. Now, here's the thing. We look at someone like Mia Khalifa, right? She made $12,000 over her entire career of porn. That's not a lot of money. Underpaid. You know, I'm a testament to her work. She's underpaid. Her catalog is giant. For only 3 months or however so in porn, her catalog is giant. The money she made is not giant. It is actually very minuscule in proportion. Compare that to people who are making $30,000 plus a month on OnlyFans. I'm about to get OnlyFans. First I get abs, and then I'm going to get OnlyFans. $30,000 a month to $22,000 in your entire porn career. So why wouldn't I jump from porn to OnlyFans? Now, also with porn, that someone like me or on my level can't just jump into porn and start making Mia Khalifa money, is because there's certain dangers. I don't know, one, like Hollywood, how to represent myself, how to get the most amount of money, because there are these sites that are basically bootlegging the movies that we make and selling it for free and getting money from advertisers. I'm not going to make as much money anyway, right? So then my next thought is, okay, so then you hop into independent porn, like cam work. What happens when you get on those sites is those sites want a lot of your money. And now you have to like be personalized, to be in room chats, and have to like get actual money from people because this site has big pockets. So then you figure, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Snapchat. I'll make some private Snapchat accounts. You give me your money directly. Now the only money I have to pay goes to PayPal. I'm chilling off that, except for Snapchat keeps deleting these accounts because they break their terms and conditions. Okay, it's getting a little harder. We have the demand. The demand for porn is always gonna be around. And they was jerking off to cave paintings. Like the porn is going to exist forever. How toxic and the environment that porn exists in, though, is changing. And so we see the demand for work from sex workers. There is no supply for these workers. There's no work for them. Okay, but OnlyFans comes along. And OnlyFans is more personalized. Now, I said it uses the Starbucks model. In the video, they talk about how the dude who created Starbucks was like, all right, America, we got some shitty coffee. I'm not rocking with it. But I went over to Italy, and they had like tasteful coffee. It was cute. It was nice. They drew a little flower inside of it for me. People were sitting inside the coffee shop. They were talking. So he brought that to America. You got some overpriced coffee, honestly. He said it was better, but they were probably drinking like literal bean water. So he brought some overpriced coffee in an environment and it's personalized it. Write your little name on the cup and shit. Starbucks. OnlyFans is the Starbucks of porn. It is just like, yo, like, listen, you come in, I'll shout your name out. Yeah, what do you guys want? Do a poll. We'll take a poll on what you guys want to see. It's personalized. It's safe because if someone on OnlyFans feels unsafe, they can always just not fulfill that request. It's a less toxic environment than a porn industry where God knows who was controlling what you do and what you get paid. And people wonder why I'm flocking to OnlyFans. It's $30,000 in a month? Nigga, I think I made $23,000 last year. $30,000 in a month is... You gotta sign me the fuck up. You gotta fight me off to not sign up. Especially during COVID. If I lose my job, and I gotta think between going out there, finding a job, being around people, and being breathed on by people, and being harassed by people who are entitled because you work at a grocery store, or I just gotta show a little titty twice a day. Take some selfies. I take selfies already. If I got paid to take those selfies, best believe they'd be the best selfies I've ever taken. The nigga's like, why people going on OnlyFans? Nigga, I'm about to get me an OnlyFans right now. Now, if your girl has an OnlyFans, that is your prerogative. It is okay to be comfortable, or if your husband, or if your wife, whoever, your significant other has an OnlyFans, it's okay for them to have an OnlyFans. It's also okay for you to have a boundary set that you're not okay with your significant other having an OnlyFans. It's the same thing as if they worked in porn. You can have boundaries and be like, yo, that's okay or that's not okay. As long as those boundaries are established and you don't go back and forth on them. Now, me personally, $30,000 a month, we gonna have... I'm cooling on it. Let's throw me in the projects. I'm trying to get me an acting reel. Because, to be honest with you, especially if we putting both our money in the pot, nigga, shit, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I don't care. OnlyFans who? Yeah. But OnlyFans is booming, yo. Business is booming. Now's the part of the podcast where we talk about some racist ass shit. Because I saw this on Twitter, and I was like, what that nigga say? He said that? That's fucked up. The Reds announcer in baseball, nigga, I don't even follow baseball, so when an announcer says some shit in baseball, I'm just like, yo, this backwards ass sport, yo, I hate when niggas like, you're up 3-0 and you're gonna hit a home run. Yeah, nigga, stop being a little bitch. All right, it's a sport. Okay? If you don't want me to score, throw the ball faster. Like, get the fuck out of my face. You just, it feels racist too. Like, I never fuck with baseball after I saw Jackie Robinson's movie where it was like calling them. Where I was like, yo, all right, damn, can you heckle them some other way, my nigga? Like, that's fucked up. I know there was racist in other sports too, but yeah. So the announcer for the Reds, Cincinnati's team, he said some shit on air. He said it's smooth. Like, he didn't know he was mic'd up, which, yo, if you work on TV, like, just assume your mic is hot. Like, when your mic is hot, that means that bitch on. Assume the mic is hot always. Or just don't say these things, because him saying it, not knowing he's being recorded, means that he truly thinks this. Wasn't doing it for laughs or shocks. He truly thinks this. And that's sad, because he really went on air and he said, the
fag capitals of the world. Reds Live, the pregame show presented by Ray St. Clair Roofing. And we come your way prior to every single Reds game.
And didn't know he was on. Then immediately he was just like, oh, here's some other sports shit, bullshit. And then, you know, announced the whole game. And then because it was a doubleheader, comes on for the second game and it issues a half-ass apology. I'm sorry for anyone who I might have offended, or I'm sorry for anyone who was offended. Deeply ashamed of my behavior and some other stereotypical cliched bullshit. He's suspended. But like, it's just like, it just makes me so upset. This whole part of the podcast would make me upset, because now we're about to talk about the Bucks and Orlando. They're postponing their game 5, which is crazy because Orlando got home court advantage, but they're pausing their game 5 in protest of the man who was shot and is now paralyzed. Again, by the police, yo. Like, what's crazy about this is that the Bucks did this. They were thinking about going back to Milwaukee, but they ultimately decided that they were just going to protest not playing their game, taking the rest of the league by surprise. And the NBA postponed all of the playoff games. Now they're talking about suspending the rest of the season, which apparently the Lakers and Clippers are the two teams that want to suspend the season, the two teams with the best chances of winning the title, or at least the 2 best teams in the West. Which is funny because a lot of people were saying like, oh, LeBron's the person pushing it for us. Well, fuck that. No, LeBron is either one, like he cares. Let's just say he cares. He's just a rich person, so you can't expect him to care a lot. But it's either one, he cares, or 2, it's a very brilliantly crafted political move to force the owners, you know, the literal billionaires, to actually have a say in politics and do something. Like you niggas be like, oh, what do the owners can do? Nigga, they got billions of dollars. You can do something. We don't be just yelling at Jeff Bezos for no reason. When you enter billionaire status, you have world-changing money. At least country-changing money. Believe it or not, niggas got more money than some countries' GDPs, and you out here like, what can I do? Nigga, you can be Cuba. How about that? Like, so they're trying to do something to force the owner's hands. But it's just crazy because also people are like, I think you owe Kyrie Irving an apology. Ain't nobody owe Kyrie Irving shit, all right? He think he's smarter than he really is. Be out here trying to tell us the world is flat. And yet Kyrie Irving back before said, hey, we should protest. We shouldn't play at all, starting the bubble. Which is a nice sentiment if someone that was actually playing in the bubble, whose team had a chance and whose whole team wasn't hurt or actually good, but it came from you, so it feels kind of like you have you want a message to come off here. It's like you trying to sacrifice some shit that you wasn't even about to give up. So what are you talking about? Also, what's important to remember about the Bucks is that one of their players 2 years ago was assaulted, tased, nailed on his neck by a cop. And he's a basketball player. He's a famous basketball player. So this cause is very certain to him. So in Wisconsin, police shot a man 7 times in his back, Jacob Blake, who was now paralyzed from the waist down. And he had 3 kids in the car. And this shit makes me sad, yo. In the video clip, the man walks around the front of a gray SUV. 2 officers step behind him with his weapons trained on him. He gets in the car and the officers grab the tail of his tank top and 7 shots are heard. One, I've only seen the video once. I can't keep watching these videos. It's sad. And if you're not watching these videos either, I don't blame you. I want you to at least be aware of what's happening. But you have to understand what it does to someone's head and their psyche to watch a video of someone who looks like them, who looks like their family members, looks like their friends. Just watch them be assaulted, be shot, choked, whatever. I don't blame you at all if you can't watch these videos. It's pure gore. A man's life was changed forever. And to be a cop right now, shooting a black person, bro, you should be like, unless you truly don't care, you should be on guard all the time. Like, hey, like purely, even if you really don't even give a fuck about like, I like shooting people. If you want to continue to shoot people at your prerogative, probably give up a little bit. That way you can get to shooting people later. If at least if you wanted to go off that angle. But no, y'all just continue to shoot black people and attempt to take black lives. Breonna Taylor's murderers still aren't arrested. The shit makes me mad. And it should make you mad too. And then we got this fucking vigilante, fucking dollar store ass Batman, fucking nerd ass nigga. Like, I'm sorry, I love nerds, I love nerd culture. Fuck this nigga though. This fucking dude, what's his name? I don't even give a fuck about his name. Kyle Rittenhouse shows up to protect property. Nah, nigga, you showed up with your gun to shoot somebody. To protect property that isn't yours. What, did God call on you to go to this area to go protect the gas station? Was that your calling? Is that what happened? The man upstairs spoke to you and said, hey, Kyle, take that little gun you got, go all the way over there, go shoot some people. If he did, you might be insane. And the videos are coming out of him being pushed down, and then he shot 2 more people, and it's like, yo, like, can you claim self-defense, right? If you have already shot someone in the head, and the crowd is saying, this is the shooter, please don't give a fuck. If you shoot someone in self-defense, aren't you supposed to stay You can either flee the scene and go get safety, or you stay waiting for the first responders. If you flee and go get safety, does that mean fleeing further into the protest? Does that what that mean? Because that's what he did. Are we not allowed to citizens arrest someone after they've committed a murder? Is that not also allowed? And then you get pushed down and you trigger happy ass nigga. That's what he was. He wanted to be in a Call of Duty game. He got his wish. And people are dead. People are hurt. Yo, fuck this dude. Like, honestly, you wanted to claim self-defense. But simply put, if you would never put yourself in that situation, there would be nothing to defend yourself from. If you had just decided that God did not give you this trial to go through, then so you shot multiple people and then you fled. You just went home and, oh no, there's a warrant for my arrest. Let me go turn myself in like a criminal. Because that's what you are. You're a criminal. Someone knocks you down. Oh, my life's in danger. Let me just fire. Bro, it's not even a lot of people around. You are just a bitch. You're a bitch. And I hope you suffer in prison and then rot in jail. You will wannabe cop. Whole room, whole Facebook filled with Blue Lives Matter, not Black Lives Matter. Obviously not that. This nigga wannabe cop in and out the police academy, arrested, irony, by his own police. I thought that was delicious. Say, yeah, you want to be us? How about getting arrested by us? So yeah, it's sad. I'm very happy this man did not pass away. He is paralyzed from the waist down, which is unfortunate. But the way technology is going, let's get this nigga GoFundMe. If you can, throw some money in his GoFundMe. Yo, go out and protest. And I don't know, if these lunatics are gonna arm themselves, a nigga might have to get strapped legally, of course. Though, if you get strapped legally. Go down to Johnson & Johnson. Like, no, I ain't got no ads for no gun stores and shit. All right, let's talk about some happy shit, because I need to purge my mind of all this sad shit. Yo, like, it can really be taxing on you, and it's tolling. Just like niggas just out here getting murdered every day. But if you are a superhero movie fan and you like DC movies like Batman and Superman, all right, you got some stuff to look forward to. First, I want to talk about Wonder Woman. She got a movie coming out. They just dropped the second trailer for it. It looked pretty dope. I might go watch it. You know, Gal Gadot, Chris Pine. I like them. First, Wonder Woman was DC's first good movie in a while, so it's got that riding for it. And then they fucked it up with Justice League. But here's the thing about Justice League. The director, Zack Snyder, him and his wife lost a child. So halfway through the movie, he was like, yo, I'm sorry, but like I need to go attend to my family because we have had a death in the family. And Warner Brothers was like, oh, see? That was perfect, because we was about to fuck up your whole movie anyway. So let's bring in, not Josh Radnor, that's How I Met Your Mother. He was like, no, we about to bring in Josh Whedon anyway. He directed The Avengers and all that other shit I said when I was trying to figure out his name. Josh Whedon is also kind of problematic because there have been just accounts of him on set being an asshole, being specifically to people who aren't stars, there's sexual harassment allegations. So he's just a creepy dude. So they get Zack Snyder out the way for Josh Whedon, make this movie happier and kind of campier, more Avengers, and it's a trash movie. Kind of gutted Cyborg's whole role, which if I was that actor, I would feel so sad. So then fans of this, realizing that Zack Snyder's movie would have been way completely different, like tonally you could feel it wasn't a Zack Snyder movie, they were like, fuck this, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. So now Zack Snyder, I guess, is watching this from home, and he's like, yo, like I actually do got fans out here. Because Zack Snyder directed Watchmen. If you've seen Watchmen, you know Watchmen's a good movie. He also has some stinkers. Like, he's not like a perfect director, but he has a tone. Like, you can feel what type of movie a director's made by their tone. When you watch an Avengers movie, it almost has no tone. You don't know who directed what. That's why Thor Ragnarok is such a good movie, because tonally, you can feel that director's touch in the movie. When you watch Watchmen, you can feel Zack Snyder's touch in the movie. When you watch Justice League, it's not there. So, hashtag Snyder Cut got some momentum. We everybody in quarantine. HBO Max goes, yo, listen, we will release this movie in either one 4-hour long cut or 4-hour long cuts that you can watch as a series. And I'm like, yo, Zack Snyder had 4 hours of, because in Batman vs Superman there was a whole dream flash forward situation with an apocalyptic Superman and Flash that wasn't even addressed in the Justice League. Zack Snyder's trailer looks like it's going to address that. I'm here for it, especially because like the man really got kicked when he was down. The Warner Brothers was like, man, fuck you. And of course Warner Brothers put their name there, like, all right, we'll let you release it. It's like, all right, well, thanks, I guess. But like, still, like, y'all niggas kind of, yeah, you tried to hoe me. Like, don't lie about that. And now Robert Pattinson is going to star as Batman. I'm not gonna lie, I had my doubts. I had to go do some research. Apparently, since being in Twilight, Robert Pattinson has been doing everything in his power to make it known that he was not in Twilight. If anyone hates Twilight, it's Robert Pattinson. He was not a fan, yo. And to be fair, he is a really good actor, so he's been trying to prove, and he successfully so, that he is not that Twilight actor. Robert Pattinson's gonna be Batman, and I had my doubts, but watching this trailer, yo.
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind?
I was like, oh, we get an actual detective Batman. One thing that always bothered me about Batman is that, like, when he has on the mask, this nigga is wearing eyeshadow around his eyes, and he takes that shit off mad fast and it's gone. Like, is there a scene of Batman just scrubbing with a bunch of baby wipes, just like, yo, we gotta get this shit off real quick. Hey, Bruce Wayne, nice to meet you. Like, what? Nigga, and you saw in the trailer, Robert Pattinson's Batman still has the eyeshadow on, making this nigga look deranged a little bit. Like, don't you think to be a person who dresses up as a bat and goes around punching people, you gotta be a tiny bit crazy, just a little bit crazy. I like that. I like this trailer.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
I like how when he beat that guy to a pulp, broke his arm, it was all one shot. And it was just like, nah, nigga, this is not a Batman of hope.
I'm vengeance.
This Batman is vengeance. They aren't looking at Batman being like, oh, he about to save us. They're like, yo, this nigga kind of crazy. He dresses as a bat and just be assaulting people. We about to also get like a murderous, ramped up Riddler. I always thought Riddler was kind of like a garbage character because it's like, this nigga just leave jokes and you get to the crime scene, you just frustrated. Like, no one's dead or hurt. You were just like, what the fuck? This nigga try. All right, let's go. It's cool story-wise because it's someone who tests Batman's wit, but visually, you just like, can we get back to the nigga where we were just punching each other? Like, go back to him. So, I'm excited to see this movie. In other news, Tom Wolfe has told his Congress he wants them to bring him forth papers to legalize marijuana recreationally to help fund COVID-19 relief. And, you know, me being an unbiased affiliate, you know, somehow, I live in PA. I'm for it. Let's do it. First of all, Jersey about to do it in November. They about to bring forth these papers too. And if Jersey get recreational weed, I'm going to Jersey. I'm for sure going to Jersey. Oh, they're going to have state traps set up. They're going to have state traps set up going into the suburbs. I'm coming through Philly. They're not stopping you in Philly for weed. Because they're not stopping you in Philly for weed. So crossing over from Jersey to Philly over the bridge, they're not stopping you right there. It's that bridge too, they definitely not. If you go to Jersey, make a day of it. You know, get some weed, go hang out, hit an arcade or some shit. Don't drive right back, because if someone see you and be like, oh, I noticed that car on the way there, and they just, no, pull them things over. But the minute Jersey get legal weed, I'm over there. Recreationally legal, I'm over there. I try to get my shit here, and they got so many shops 5-10 minutes from me, and I just be in the window like, come on, man, let me in, nigga. Let me get some, please. I swear, this nigga like 10 hours. Let me get some, please. I swear to God. I just want some weed. What ailments, nigga? I'm sad. I'm tired. Nigga, give me some weed. Finna be angry, nigga. Like, all right, so yeah. Also, Usain Bolt got coronavirus, and for some reason, NBC thought Usain Bolt was Kevin Hart. It's like, y'all ain't got no black people on your social media team. That you put that up, and no one was like, wait a minute. Kevin was like, well, about to start my Olympic career. This nigga said, oh, by the way, I also had coronavirus when Tom Hanks had coronavirus. Did they just, how did the picture of Kevin Hart go up, though? Because Usain Bolt has it now, but like, how you mess that up so much? Listen. You got the wrong black guy. And now it's time for horrors of the world. Got a crazy story for you. About to make you go in blue. Tell you about this crazy lady. Tell you about her babies like she had rabies. Talking about this woman who found her kids dead. Talking about this woman who was fucked up in the head. Talking about this woman who tried to make her own bed. She just wanted happiness. She wanted eternal bliss. But she thought she found it. She had to go and hide it. She had to go and ride it. She told no one about it. She thought she got away, but she had to go pay for her sins. You about to find out where it ends. Horrors of the world. Got a shitty freestyle. Better grab your girl before I get in the story and tell you about its glory. About to go and get some my fuck Tory Lanez. I don't know. I couldn't find anything to rhyme with story, but I was like, fuck that nigga Tory Lanez. But today's horrors of the world is about Marybeth Tinning. Marybeth Tinning had 9 kids, and they all died. And at first you're like, that's sad. But then you dig into the story, and you go, oh shit, wait. No, that does not add up, Marybeth. So let's find out what happened with Marybeth. Marybeth Rowe was born in a small town in New York, September 11, 1942. Her father Alton was away for most of her childhood fighting in World War II, and her mother Ruth worked outside the home, so Marybeth was often shuttled from family to family. With one of her family members, she was told that her parents never loved her, and they never had time for her, and they seemed emotionally unavailable, which is some rough shit to tell a child that's you're fostering. Why would you say that? Trying to traumatize somebody? She graduated in 1961, wanted to go to college, but her grades weren't good enough, so she worked a few low-wage jobs before becoming a nursing assistant at Ellis Hospital in I'm not going to say that word. Oh, God. Nope. It was there that she met her husband, Joseph Tinning, on a blind date, and then 2 years later, they married. The Tinnings had their first child, Barbara, in 1967, and then Joseph Jr. was born in 1970. In October 1971, Marybeth was pregnant with her third child when her father suffered a massive heart attack, and still desperate for her father's love, Marybeth rushed to his bedside. Even on his deathbed, her father refused to give her the love that she so desperately needed, and something here started to unravel the very tightly wound Marybeth Tinning. Death began to visit the Tinnings in quick succession. 2 months after her father's death in December, Marybeth gives birth to their third child, Jennifer, who was born and suffering meningitis. This infection may have come from Mary trying to abort the baby herself. Jennifer only lives for 8 days, and then she dies from hemorrhagic meningitis and multiple brain obsessions. Marybeth has a funeral. People come and they give her love and support. The love and support she's never had her entire life. And something in her head goes, hey, I got this. But I want it back. Maybe I should get this again. 17 days later, after Jennifer's death, tragedy strikes again. On January 20th, 1972, Marybeth took 2-year-old Joey to the ER, claiming he had suffered a seizure, but the doctors couldn't find anything wrong with him, so they sent him home. Marybeth returned with Joey hours later, but now he was dead. His death was attributed to cardiopulmonary arrest, and no autopsy was performed. 6 weeks later, tragedy strikes again. 4-year-old Barbara is rushed to the ER. Nothing's wrong with her, but the docs want to keep her for testing for obvious reasons, and Marybeth refuses. and then returned later with Barbara dead. Her death was attributed to Rey syndrome, and again, no autopsy was performed. Thinking a change of scenery was due, they moved towns and Marybeth works at a diner. She gets pregnant again. In 1973, she became pregnant with their 4th child. On Thanksgiving Day, she gave birth to Timothy. However, Timothy would not last too long, and he was just 3 weeks old. Marybeth brought his lifeless body back to the hospital, claiming she found him in the crib. The doctors could find nothing wrong with him, but again, they did not do an autopsy. His death was attributed to SIDS. Next baby. Bring in the dead babies. On Easter Sunday, 1975, their 5th child, Nathan, was born. Marybeth's co-workers were stunned. They were like, yo, your vagina is cursed. Stop bringing kids into this world. All you kids dying. Just stop. This is not healthy. It's not fair for them. They're going to die. She said, I'm a woman. That's what women are supposed to do, have babies. And I said, no, Mary. You're supposed to have a life. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's a big-ass spider. That nigga definitely saw me see him, too. Hold on, fam. This nigga gotta die. Sure. Oh, fuck. But when Nathan was born, the doctor sent his ass home with an apnea machine. They said, look, we're gonna figure out what's wrong with these goddamn kids. In September, Marybeth showed up to the restaurant where she worked with Nathan's lifeless body, claiming he had stopped breathing while they were in the car. And her co-workers were like, go to the hospital. But instead of going to Ellis Hospital, the nearby hospital, she drove to St. Clair's, and then he was pronounced dead on arrival. His death was attributed to SIDS, and again, no autopsy was performed. There's a pattern. In August of 1978, the Tinnings adopted their 6th child, Michael, which you would think that, like, the adoption agency would be like, we should not put a child in this home. They put 3 children in that home because they were like, all right, we feel bad for her. That's not how you should feel after this. The Tinnings adopted their 6th child, Michael, shortly after he was born. And then in October, she gave birth to their 7th child, Mary Frances. By all accounts, Mary Frances was an early baby, but a healthy baby. Marybeth lost all interest in Michael as soon as Mary Frances was born. In January, Mary Frances was rushed to the ER. She had a seizure, but thankfully they were able to revive her. A month later, she returns with Mary Frances, who is now in full cardiac arrest. She's revived again, but has sustained irreversible brain damage. After 2 days, Mary Frances was taken off life support and died shortly afterwards. In the fall, the Tinnings have their 8th kid. Stop having kids. Stop. Because I can't feel bad for you after 8 kids. Jonathan is born, but he only lives until March 1980, when Marybeth shows up at St. Clair's Hospital with him unconscious. He is revived, but because of the family history, he was sent to Boston Hospital for more tests. They found nothing wrong with him, so they sent him home. A few days later, she was back at St. Clair's with Jonathan, only this time he was brain dead. He died on March 24th, 1980, after being kept on life support for 4 weeks. Okay, so at this point, her genes are just apocalyptic. Like, if she has a baby, it's gonna die. She probably shouldn't have any more kids, right? So she takes Michael to his pediatric care. Waited till they opened, and his doctor examines him and goes, he's dead. Why didn't you take him to the hospital? And she said, well, you're closer. Marybeth, that makes no sense. And people get suspicious after this death because they're like, yo, like your genes wouldn't carry to him because he's adopted. So what? But she's never investigated. We don't know. The Tinnings' 9th child, Tammy Lynn, was born in August of 1985. In December that year, Marybeth called a neighbor, Cynthia Walters, in panic. Walters had just been playing with Tammy Lynn earlier that day. She rushed over to find Tammy Lynn laying on a changing table, purple, not breathing, and unresponsive. Marybeth had not called an ambulance, so Walter told her to do so. The EMTs arrived and rushed the baby to the hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Marybeth claimed Tammy Lynn had got tangled in the blanket, but by this time, no one was believing her. So she was arrested, and she was put on trial. The murder trial Marybeth Tinning opened up on June 22nd, 1987. She was only charged with the death of Tammy Lynn, as there was not enough evidence to charge her with the other deaths. The jury deliberated for 29 hours over 3 days, but they sentenced her to 20 years in prison. So, Marybeth Tinning killed all of her kids. But why? Fuck you. There you are, motherfucker. Hold on. Ain't know about why right now. But why? Well, Marybeth needed love, as all people do. She never received that from her parents because they were absent. Even on her father's deathbed, she said, nigga, show me something. He was like, no. Peace out of here. Death. R.I.P. When Marybeth's children died, and she got that love and attention, she said, yes, this, but how can I manufacture it and receive this all the time? And people are like, yeah, we do that like all the time. That's called being a person. But Marybeth has never experienced that. So she Munchausen by proxied her kids, which is where you fake an illness for attention or for some other mentally ill-related reason. That's what Marybeth did. She actually got out of prison recently. Hopefully she's a changed person. Hopefully she got into therapy, but like, bro, 9 of her kids died and she killed 8 of them. And those kids didn't have to die if the doctors were competent. At one point she poisoned her husband. Her husband was telling his brother that like, yo, my food tastes kind of bitter. And his brother was like, what? She's trying to poison you. He was like, no, that's all right. And she called his brother and sister-in-law and he was like, yo, you guys gotta come over. And they come over and Joseph is unresponsive. And they were like, you call the ambulance? And she was like, no. And they were like, what? So they called the ambulance. But Joseph was like, I'm not finna press charges. I'm just going to have 4 more babies with her. Why, Joseph? Why? Get out of there, fam. You didn't have to do that. So yeah, that's all the time I got for you guys. Honestly, I think we filled like an hour, maybe a little less than an hour. I don't think I've ever talked that long, like for a whole hour. But I hope it was worth it. Hope you guys like listening to it. Hopefully I get more natural at it, because best believe you and me talking by yourself for a whole hour is just, it's a whole nother some other shit. I don't know how Bill Burr does it. Hopefully after cuts it's like 40 minutes, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, my name's Cliff, and this has been Higher Education's Podcast. Peace. Hey. Yeah, trying to be in a movie? No. Not an OnlyFans movie. Although if you want to be in an OnlyFans movie, hit me up on that on the side too. But I wrote a script. So if y'all want to, it's a slight, John. I don't know how we can talk about payment later. But if y'all want to be in a movie, y'all know where to find me. And then we see Drogon blasting through the city. I in a chair. And Shrek was pretty. I maybe wash the shit off my hands, and then we peel it off. I've heard of Blaine seem related to like boats, and like for example, how little compromise with evil is okay as long as it all works out in the end, right? Bop, bop. He had it with the shield. He said, ha, ha, ha. Everyone was flaming him too.
Fuck that, dude.
Everyone was flaming.
Hey, we racing the roof.
Like, do something if it means everything or whatever the fuck it said. I guess.
Never wanted you to work.
I did.